The world was set on fire when Rudy Giuliani told Sean Hannity that Trump repaid his lawyer Michael Cohen for that 130 grand in hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels. And the media elites, they're getting really caught up in this entire story. They're saying, breaking news, bombshell, disaster. But just a friendly reminder to those who think that this means that the world is ending, no one gives a crap about Stormy Daniels. No one.
I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation. So
they funneled it through the law firm.
Funneled through the law firm, and the president repaid it.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Yeah.
There's no campaign finance law.
Zero.
But do you know the president didn't know about this? I believe that's what
he didn't
Michael
know about
said.
the specifics of it, as far as I know. But he did know about the general arrangement that Michael would take care of things like this, like I take care of things like this for my clients. I don't burden them with every single thing that comes along.
So, folks, that's the soundbite that has the media buzz, 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 as if the world had just collapsed. He contradicted himself. He said he didn't know about the payments. All right, first of all, let's get this straight. It's not a contradiction if Trump, like Giuliani says is probably the case, didn't know the specifics and said he just knew that it covered expenses for Cohen. That's from John Roberts at Fox News. But everyone is really missing the point here, because in the overall scheme of things, whether the president had a completely consensual affair with Stormy Daniels is inconsequential to most Americans, completely irrelevant. Remember, a Quinnipiac poll says only 23% of the American people believe Stormy Daniels is an important issue. 73% say it's not important. And even 51% of Democrats agree it's not important. And in spite of all this nonsense we're hearing in the media, Trump's approval rating, by the way, continues to go up. And so I find it all also very curious coming from people who elected an alleged rapist to be their president, this guy. At least Stormy is alleging she agreed to do it, and Trump didn't bite her like Slick Willie allegedly did. Think about it. We have groundbreaking progress being made by the president in Asia with North Korea and South Korea. Trump is doing an amazing job on the foreign policy front. Domestically, we have an economy that is on fire, that is growing bigger and bigger by the day. Americans have more money in their pockets after the Trump tax cuts, and yet the American people, they are being told by the media that this is what we must focus on. Really? This is what we have to focus on? This floozy? Maybe Trump had an affair with Stormy Daniels. Maybe he didn't. It's really not the point, because no matter how this story develops, no matter how much time CNN devotes to this, mark my words, no one will care. And by the way, you can't force them to either. And it's not because Trump supporters, they're all, rah, rah, Trump is the best, Trump can't do anything wrong, and they're burying their heads in the sand. Here's why no one will care. Because Americans who support the president, they know exactly who he is. They've known for a long time. They knew long before he ran for president. It was a well-known fact that Donald Trump was who he was. I mean, he was a flawed human being, very flawed, like everyone else. So they voted for him after the media ran a concerted effort to expose those flaws unfairly, like they did not on anyone else. But they even voted for, the American people even voted for Trump after they heard that infamous Access Hollywood tape where he openly talks about cheating. So that's all baked into the cake here. All of that is taken into account when Americans went to the poll and pulled the lever for Donald Trump. And in fact, it is what set Donald Trump apart from the other politicians who all pretend they have it all together. They are shining examples of morality. Yeah, right. How about this? When Trump cheats on the promises he made to the American people, then we'll start to worry, okay? I mean, guys, the notion that this notorious playboy billionaire, one like Trump, I mean, you see him there, the idea that in 2006, over a decade ago, had an affair with a porn star, I mean, I just don't think that's something that would surprise a lot of people. And if we're being completely honest with ourselves, which we always must be, I don't think anyone who has been following the Stormy Daniels story, just to be completely honest, has actually believed that he's never met this woman before. I just don't buy it. I mean, look, they have pictures together. You can't deny that they've met each other, that they know each other. But honestly, it is time now for Americans to move on, because Americans, we have all accepted that that's who Donald Trump is and was. And we decided that the benefits outweigh the negatives. And I think the American people have been proven right on this, by the way, by his immensely successful first year in office. So we don't want to hear another word about this literal attention seeker. We don't want to hear another word about it. The two parties, they did a non-disclosure agreement saying, we're not going to talk about it anymore. And so that should be that. And yet the only person who seems to be honoring that agreement is the president himself. When he says he doesn't know anything about it, which, kind of seems like what you should do with a non-disclosure agreement, they accuse him of lying. But if he had discussed any more than that, wouldn't he himself be violating the agreement? But you've got the porn star and her TV-hungry lawyer running to any media outlet they can that will have them on shouting, Trump's violating our agreement. So that forces Trump's team into responding. And then you've also got Democrats who are desperate for an excuse to impeach the president ever since their phony Russia collusion narrative completely fell apart. So they say Trump violated campaign finance laws. It's nonsense, guys. Congressman Ron DeSantis, who I talked to a while ago, said that these situations have never been considered a part of campaign finance laws. Watch.
They say, well, Cohen paid this lady $130,000. That was hush money. That's an FEC violation. Well, that's not necessarily something people have ever thought of as a violation before because it's a private agreement.
And now we also have Giuliani saying it's not a violation of campaign finance laws. And on CNN, of all places, a former Federal Elections Committee chairman is also saying that it's not a campaign finance violation. Now, admittedly, we all know we're dealing with not normal judges here, and they will literally do anything in their power to take down this president. But until they go and try to take Trump away in handcuffs, please, for the love of God, can we just end this Stormy Daniels circus? It is time for this sad woman to go back to her pornography career, and it is time for this president and this president's team to be able to focus on literally bringing about world peace.